can do this a few times.
Yeah. Okay. Hi, I'm Sophie. I'm one of the summer interns, and I'm here with Madeline Paternot from the 3D Foundation. So we're approaching our 15th anniversary, and I wanted to first ask, is there a particular moment that inspired you to start the 3D Foundation?
Yes, there was a very defining moment. I'd been living in Verbier for 10 years, and at the time I really felt like I needed more art in my life, so I moved to New York, and I did a residency as a painter at the School of Visual Arts. And at the same time, there was a friend of mine from Verbier whom I didn't know very well, Kiki Thompson, who became, of course, the co-founder of the Verbier 3D Foundation, was doing also a residency in public art at SVA. And that, we sat down for a coffee one day. We're like, well, we're both from Verbier, chatting, and we were just like, why does this type of thing not exist in Verbier? And from that moment onwards, that was literally the pivotal moment where we just started organizing ourselves to make it happen.
That is incredible. So I know that you're involved with making the sculpture park, but you're also involved in a lot of educational initiatives. Could you also talk about that?
Yes, so education actually has been really at the core of the foundation. We've always gone from a premise of building the sculpture park from an actual artist residency. And for us, having been artists ourselves, experiencing being in a residency, what we felt was the most important aspects of residency is obviously community, getting to know the area and how that can impact your work. And then the educational side of it is really learning about the scientific deep dives that you would get from an intensive mini masters. And so we tried to replicate exactly that sort of feeling within the residency structure that then builds the sculpture park. We've also been massively engaged in children's programming, working with the international schools, working with all the local schools, and that's always been at the heart of our foundation. Every single artist who works with us and who's chosen to be an artist in residence has to also donate some of their time while they're here to actually teaching children's courses based on their practice and based on their work to really continue that spiral of education. We then also have started an internship summer program, working with actually one of my old university that I went to, Vassar College, so that's where we started. We're in our third year, and we're just building every year, having more and more interns help and get the experience for them, where we're actually also not just having them as interns, but we're really spending time trying to teach them and show them in a kind of open kimono, completely completely transparent way where they can see how to run a sculpture park, how to run a foundation, arts management, and how to think out of the box and sort of troubleshoot, because working in this environment, there's constant issues that you just have to troubleshoot. So yeah, that program I'm actually quite proud of, and it feels good to give back. So that we're continuing, and we're looking also for the future, because the future of all foundations is to constantly pivot and grow. And we're looking at possibilities of developing also environmental architectural residencies and internships in the future.
Wow, I mean, she's accomplished so much in these last 15 years. Could you maybe talk about like a couple highlights from the last 15 years and a couple things that you're, like, projects that you're looking forward to?
Oh, a couple highlights. I mean, some of the early highlights of building the sculpture park were my long negotiations up the mountain with the farmers to decide where the sculptures can go and where the cows must be. And understanding that the cows come first and that contemporary art is definitely second place here. And negotiate, that was really having to negotiate and understand the lay of the land and who's in charge, but the cows will win above all else. Otherwise, some of the amazing moments have been being able to be in such close proximity and watch another artist who is, you know, light years ahead in, let's say, even my own personal career as an artist. And just being able to be a fly on the wall and understand how they think and how they make work and how they proceed, which they're in a completely new environment, really completely out of their comfort zone, and watching them how they negotiate that with themselves is fascinating, and you really learn so much, and very humbling experience. And I think if I had to say one thing, the Sculpture Park has been probably the most humbling way to build a career, because it doesn't really belong to us. It's there, we've built it, but it belongs to everybody. It's free, it's open, there's no boundaries, and I just love knowing that we've created something that people can just share and enjoy.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, I really hope that you join us for our 15th anniversary.
Yes, I do too. Thank you.